Hey guys and welcome. Today I'm going to test single drives, drives with redundancy, stripe drives, and finally span drives in Windows, and tell you which one is the fastest and what their purpose is. To begin with, I'm going to be using these three drives. They're all WD drives with 320 gigs. All of these are brand new, with the exception of this WD blue drive, which I used in my Hackintosh video, which you can check out right up here. After plugging each one in, I formatted them to get some baselines. The results for copying my 10GB test file to the drives are shown on screen now. I used the fsutil command in Windows 10 to generate these files. Next, I used Crystal Disk Mark and got the following results in megabytes per second. Now that we've got our baseline, let's try setting up redundancy with a two-way mirror. This can be helpful if you want to protect against drive failure. The data is copied between the amount of drives you give it, so if one drive is underperforming, all of them will. I started off with 2 disks and got the results shown up screen here. I got 74.8 seconds, which is around the speed of disk 3 in our baseline tests. This makes sense because I combined disks 1 and 3, the best performing, for this test. This also explains why I got 90.7 seconds when I did a two-way mirror with 3 disks. That score is similar to disk 2, the worst performing of the bunch. Remember, a lower time is better. For Crystal Disk Mark, I got the following results for all the configurations. Comparing this to the baseline, these results make sense. Now I'm going to try a stripe set. This uses all the drives to get faster performance in a single drive. I tried 2 disks first and got these results for a write speed test. 37.5 seconds. That's almost half the time it took me to copy the same file to the fastest single drive. I also got these results for Crystal Disk Mark, which is impressive. 221 megabytes per second read and 216 megabytes per second write. Comparing these to the baseline, it looks pretty great. So, I wanted to see if this scales. I added 3 drives together in Windows and got even better results, but they aren't as big as a leap as last time. I got 33 seconds for my 10GB test file this time, but it's exactly half the time it took to copy that same file for my fastest drive. Up next, I tried Crystal Disk Mark. I got 236 megabytes per second read and 237 megabytes per second write. Next up on the chopping board is spanned. This one should be relatively simple. I'm not really going to touch on this since I got virtually the same results as disk 1 for my span volume. Spanned volumes combine all the disks and make them appear as one disk. This makes so whatever disk you're writing to, you'll use the speed of that disk. If one disk drops out, all of them do it with this one as well. I was really impressed with the results on these drives. Although none of them were able to catch up to my SSD, which the results are shown up on the screen right now, hard disks very rarely can match an SSD because they rely on physical heads for moving. In conclusion, the stripe disks increase the performance a lot for these drives. The problem with this is if any of your drives fail, all the data is lost. Thanks for watching, leave a like if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, and I'll see you next time.